Welcome to part 2 of Always Bet on Bard, chapter 9 of a Thora Silentblade tale. Eventually, they found themselves between two competing establishments whose newly minted names seemed to indicate that traveling adventurers were the new target audience. On one side of the street, a squat building with a double door greeted travelers with a hanging sign that read, "The Adventurer's Arms," though the word adventurers had covered over the word strong on the original sign. On the other side of the street stood a sign that read, "Hero's Hearthstone." Here, too, the word hero seemed to have been plastered sloppily on top of some other word that had originally graced the sign. It was Allendale who made the decision by confidently striding into the Hero's Hearthstone and going straight to the bar, leaving Thora to deal with the horses. Thora didn't mind, though, as the soldier wasn't feeling up for negotiating their stay at the moment. It had been a long drive, and Thora just wanted a good meal and a relaxing evening. It wasn't long before Zarek came out with a thumbs up and joined the dwarf in bringing the wagon and horses around back. As they chatted, the elf filled Thora in on the news in town. "Remember all those long-eared rodents?" Zarek asked. "Apparently, they are a bit of a nuisance around these parts, destroying the crops year after year. To keep things in check, this festival happens annually, and they send off some murderous predators to keep the hare population in check." "So why are the people wearing the ears?" Thora wondered. "Wouldn't that make them siding with the pests?" "That's the best part," the elf replied. "The predators are also the same type of long-eared rodents. Apparently quite dangerous, though. There will be a contest to see who will have the opportunity to recapture those predators after their job is done. There's a magical hunting bow up for grabs, too, that I wouldn't mind getting my hands on." "I'm sure the competition won't have a chance," replied the dwarf, with a little bit of a smile. "I mean, how hard can it be to capture a few rabbits?" Returning back to the inn, the two rejoined Dwayne at a table to continue the conversation and strategize for the upcoming competition. Allendale had his drum out again, much to the initial disdain of the crowd at the inn, but his intricate rhythms turned even the most skeptical of patrons into fans. His clawed talons practically flew across the skin of his drum in a complex dance of taps, and slaps, and bumps. Thora could almost see the story that the bard was telling, a feeling of excitement and wonder, but also pain and loss. It was a beautiful performance that culminated with a massive flourish. Thora still couldn't tell when Allendale was smiling, but he certainly deserved to be after that. A little boy cautiously came up to the dragonborn and tossed a coin towards him, which the bard deftly caught in midair. Running away with a grin, the child returned to his table as Allendale rejoined them for the meal. "That was a great piece. Did you write it yourself?" asked Thora, curious as to where the music came from. "That was an old one passed down through my family," the drummer explained. "It tells the story of our people, in a way." The dragonborn didn't seem to want to go into more detail than that as he dug into his well-earned feast. The conversation turned towards preparations for the competition. Nobody really had a good handle on what was involved with the challenge, other than some loose details about the saber-toothed bunnies and Old Man Dartmouth's bow as the prize. They needed to know more, and it was still quite early in the afternoon. That left time to do some exploring before hitting the town to gather some information.